New Year's resolutions are a scam. How many people do you know in your life who told you that they were doing this big New Year's resolution goal and today is the 31st of January and they've given up? I think what's better than doing a New Year's resolution is just becoming a new person. Because motivation and goals can only get you so far, but the beliefs you carry in your head every morning you wake up are what will really drive you long term to the goals you want to get to. Last year, I probably had the best year of my life so far. I ran a marathon for the first time. I made great progress with my uni work. I got a placement offer, which was kind of my big goal for last year. I kind of said I would, apart from one thing, which was to create content consistently. This year, I'm training for the London Marathon and I've given myself a time goal because now that I know that I can actually run that distance, I want to do it in a faster time and hopefully, I'm also giving myself the goal to post consistently on YouTube and share the journey because I think that's something that last year lacked. I wish I had more video proof and evidence and stuff to look back on. And yeah, I've said on this channel before that I like journaling, but words are words and, I'm a visual person and I like looking at photos and videos. And it's great to, compare how you are now to how you were back then. Getting back to what this video is really about and how to change your 2026 around, even if you've had a bad month or a bad start to the year, or if you're having a great start, how to keep that momentum going and ensure basically that, you're just the best year of your life. So here's why most people don't follow through on their New Year's resolutions or just goals in general. They set a goal, they get excited, they start strong, and then they're back to where they started from. Like 2 weeks, month, it doesn't stick. And I was the exact same. I'd come home after a week of going to the gym consistently. It's a Friday night. I'd go out, get very, very drunk, kind of reset my progress, and I don't know why. I shared on this channel that I did 75 hard a couple years ago, and then after that challenge was done, I went straight back to the bad habits of just drinking and smoking and going out. And it was like, it didn't stick. I did the hard thing, but it didn't stick. So I'd say the same things, I'd repeat the same goals, like people say, I'd stick them up on my walls. And I didn't know what to actually do after doing all of that. I'd get motivated, I'd burn out, and then I'd repeat the cycle. And the problem was never I wasn't disciplined enough or motivated enough. But it's that you let your emotions control your brain. If I felt good, I'd go to the gym and run. If I felt bad, I'd eat junk food and lay in bed. I'd spiral into just bad habits instead of just taking a second to realize that I can just change how I feel. This whole time I used to believe that your emotions controlled you and your mind controlled you. But I think a really profound insight for me was when I tried to just manually place thoughts into my brain. If I had a bad day and I was on the bus back from uni and I looked at myself in the reflection and I was gloomy, I just smiled. And it was such to say this, and it's obvious. Yeah, if you smile, you'll, look. It's kind of a weird feedback loop where you smile and all of a sudden you're just in a better mood and someone sees you and they smile back and then you're in a better mood and you're more joyful and you move through life with a more positive, vibrant vibration energy. And I don't like saying those words because they're kind of vague and they don't really have clear definitions. What I'm trying to say is I stopped focusing on the goals and the motivation and the discipline and instead just on becoming the type of person that does the actions that gets me to where I want to go. And what does that mean? It means you do the thing even when you don't want to and you do it like you love it and you behave the way that you want to. And you can choose that. It's a choice. And I know that's controversial maybe because you have bad days. We all have bad days. But you can really much more power over your mind than you might believe. And there's no hacks, there's no shortcuts. It's just repetition. It won't stick straight away. But you really need to just work on your identity and what kind of thoughts you place into your brain. I think that's why 2026 for me is going to be different, because I've told myself and I've given myself this new energy, this new persona, that I'm just going to do things that might be uncomfortable, but they are what I want to do in the long term. And I get a positive feedback loop from it. I was shy and nervous to record my first video, and now I've recorded 10 or so, and it's a lot easier, and I can speak to a camera with more confidence and get my points across a bit more coherently. I think identity is key. It's not talked about as much in the self-improvement space, but I think it's probably the best thing you can do for yourself. Instead of trying to quit bad habits, you just tell yourself that you are not that kind of person. Instead of, saying smoke, just say you're not a smoker. Instead of saying you don't drink, say I'm not a drinker. Try and give yourself the thought and form the identity that you are not the person who does the bad habits. Instead, you're the person who goes to the gym. I'm a gym goer. I'm a runner. You might be slow. I'm slow. I still think I'm slow. But I still call myself a runner because it gets me into that mindset that, I'm too bad that I run. Go out and smoke because I run, and that will damage my identity. That goes against who I am. And that's a bit more of a powerful force, because it's easy to betray our actions, but it's harder to betray who we are. You have more of a connection to that. And this is what's really been carrying me in 2026 in the first month, and it's because I've constantly reminded myself of the person I want to become instead of just the goals I want to achieve. It really adds a layer to your goals, and it can get you through tough times and tough days, because we all have them. I've had them several times this year already. And just showing up, just getting through that hard 5 minutes or so, and then you reach flow, and then you're into the task, and you can really get yourself through it. So you might be sat there thinking, okay, all of this is well and good. I can change my identity, and I can physically put thoughts into my brain. That's great. But what are the practical steps I need to take? So I can give you the system I use, and it's super, super simple. I don't like complicated things, and my brain doesn't have enough processing power to understand all these complicated morning routines and steps. I have a very, very easy setting system this year, and I've given myself one main goal and one sub goal. They're kind of two main goals, but that's it. I don't complicate it and give myself 10 goals. And I can tell you how I did it. I wrote down on a piece of paper, blank piece of paper, I wrote down 10 goals that I wanted to achieve. And then I read through the list, and I took a pen and I just circled 2 goals that if by the end of the year I'd achieved, I'd be happy if I just achieved those 2 goals only and nothing else. And by doing that simple exercise, you give yourself the 2 main goals you need to focus on and who you need to become to focus on those goals. My main goal for me this year is content creation. I really want to take it seriously and put my all into it, and put in and improve whilst doing the reps, not just post 100 videos, but try and improve every video as I post it. And for that, I've given myself some goals. I might as well say them, but I want to hit 10,000 followers on Instagram on my short form platform, and I want to hit 1,000 subscribers on here. And I know it's hard, and I know it's probably a bit delusional, but if we don't set goals that are too hard for our minds to perceive, we'll never actually chase after it. If goals that we know we can do, there's nothing to really thrive for every day. And then my sub goal is a fitness related goal. It's just to run the London Marathon, which is a huge, huge opportunity. I really want to take training seriously. It's been a tough month of training so far. I'm 4 weeks in, and I've had a couple setbacks, but it's okay because enough. And then you get to just go out and do what is, I think, the best marathon in the world, and it's a huge privilege. And I just want to share that journey on here as well, but that's for later. But yeah, that's it. Everything else eliminated. That's my simple goal system. I'm keeping it very, very essentialist. Even in the past few days, I've been telling myself, I should do this new thing, or learn this, or do this, and learn how to code and do this business. But again, all distractions, and I won't put my all into it, and it just leads to more procrastination. So I had to just, again, go back to my mind, control it. I just need to wake up, train every single day, recover properly, stay off my phone and not consume as much, because it leads to your mind getting foggy, and then you can't create and you can't think of original thoughts. Work in deep blocks, create content, keep with the flow, and just do the work. Essentially, that's my for this year. Not complicated. Do the work. Keep your target simple, and you will get there. I will get there. I know I will, because I'm gonna put in the work to get there. And one fun thing you can do once you have your clear goal and you have your identity is just to track your progress, to either document yourself on video like this, share them on a blog or your Instagram, and keep yourself accountable in that way. And it's also fun to look back on how you've changed. When you see the ticks on your habit tracker, or you see the real life evidence and proof that you're doing it, it reinforces your identity that you are the person you say you are, and it only leads to greater and better things. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, Aaron, I've to everything you've said, and it's good advice, but we all have bad days, and you just have to learn that you can either pay for missing out on the actions, and it might cost you achieving your dream or not. There's so many days I didn't train, and that's why I'm less fit than I want to be. And there's so many times I didn't post content, and that's why my account only has 30 subscribers when I want it to have thousands. And you get yourself up for it, but you might well just put that behind you and start today, and stop wasting even more time, because time is so limited. January's already gone. There's 11 months left of this year, which seems like a lot of time, but it'll fly by as well. And then it'll be 2027, and then it'll be 2030, and God knows how long we even have on this earth. So don't waste time, don't beat yourself up, and just take action tomorrow. Just take action today. So thank you for watching this video. Comment your main goal for 2026 and your sub goal. Let me know who you want to be, and follow along the journey, subscribe and like, and I'll see you tomorrow.